These buildings belong to the High Elves, who had a planned alliance of faction, which was briefly introduced in the game in 2005. While there were several High Elves in the early days, they lacked faction with an actual allegiance to either the Horde or the Alliance. Yeah. This is Kale Danil Lodge, and Hinterlands Lodge has the largest population of High Elves within the original version of the game. Aren't there other High Elves in Eastern Plaguelands that aren't named? They're like just called Hunter. While unconfirmed, this may have been the originally intended main city of the coming High Elven faction, the Silver Moon Remnant. To almost every player, the faction name of Silver Moon Remnant does not ring a bell, even to veterans who played since the very beginning. This is with good reason, as it's only been mentioned officially once in the game's history. Silver Moon Remnant. This faction is not in-game. This mention happened on the 12th of July, 2005, with patch 1.6.0 notes. High Elves now have their own distinct faction. Silver Moon Remnant. This faction is allied with the Alliance and is at war with Horde. Not all High Elves are a part of this faction. Several NPCs around the world are now associated with the proper faction. I wish I could go to patch 1.6 and see this implementation. Allied with Alliance and is at war with Horde. Oh, dude, we see this in the Eastern Plaguelands. I was on Alliance the other day, and I was wondering why those High Elves didn't attack me. The Hunters and stuff? It's because I was on Allied, but on Horde, I have quests over there. That's pretty cool. On the very next patch, 1.6.1, the faction was quietly removed from the game, a removal which was not specified in the patch notes of 1.6.1 or any later patch notes. Damn. 2 weeks. It only lasted 3 weeks in the game. This treatment is oddly similar to the Theramore faction, which was also officially introduced only to be pulled silently in the next patch. The major difference is that Theramore was in an almost finished state, with most faction elements already implemented. Really? We're watching that video next. The same could not be said about Silver Moon Remnant, which lacked most of the elements which makes up a faction, sure. Yeah, he's showing this spot right here, and these guys are literally named like Hunter, Scavenger, Woodworker. Like, that's literally their names. They don't have like a allegiance or a title or a faction. While the High Elves did have important marks on Azeroth, these were mainly through lore-specific items. Kael Sorar, an area already covered by the Shindralar faction. Kael Sorar was supposed to be related to the High Blade. Look at that. Interestingly, the path to the Horde-friendly Blood Elf starting zone was guarded by the Alliance-friendly would-be faction of Silver Moon Remnant, the original version of the game. This part of the game would already be changed with the game's first expansion, the Burning Crusade. It's been speculated that the unfinished zone of Hyjal had something to do with the High Elves, as their signature buildings are present within the zone. Oh, maybe this would be where their capital city was. As all we have to go from is a single line in the patch notes of a patch that happened when the game was new and underwent many changes going in various different directions. Hang on. It was impossible to verify this. High Elves now have their own distinct faction. Silver Moon Remnant is factions allied with the Alliance. Oh yeah, we saw this earlier. While nothing came of the Silver Moon Remnant, the High Elves and Alliance did finally join forces in the second expansion, rather Lich King, with the faction the Silver Covenant, likely a representation of what the Silver Moon Remnant was supposed to be. Oh, that's neat. I didn't follow Wrath too much this second time around. I don't really remember seeing those guys. I'll leave you with some scenery of the High Elves in the original version of Azeroth. Thanks for watching. Yo, is this in Fairless? Is this all High Elf architecture? Dire Mall? These videos slap? That's what I'm saying. What's